Just as I start recording, the trash guy pulls the can right outside of my door. Perks of living in a hotel, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another entry of my journal. Let's talk about the Uvalde Police Department and the video that is titled, that has the captions, "Muted for Children Screaming," or something very similar. Let me see here. I just saw it. The sound of children screaming has been removed. And that picture of a cop looking at his phone with the background of Punisher's logo as the American flag. They were fucking in there. They were in that school. And they didn't have the balls to save the children. Their job is to literally put yourself in front of that bullet for the civilians of your city. Your job description literally is to protect your community at all costs. You literally signed up for this. That's what really pisses me off. Children died. Children screamed as they were being shot. And you guys stood around doing nothing. You're not police officers. You are not protecting your community. You know that little fucking sticker on the side of your fucking car says to protect and serve. You didn't serve. You didn't protect that day. I am at all what to say when it comes to anything, when it comes to Uvalde. I usually have things to talk about when it comes to school shootings. And it's sad that I usually have talking points when it comes to schools having shootings. And the fucking weird thing is, I graduated high school in 2014. I remember the first day we did a lockdown drill. I remember that day. I remember my first lockdown drill. And again, I come from a conservative state. And teachers just upset that they had to have been a thing. That our country has failed. And when Laramie County School District number 1 implemented a lockdown procedure, my teacher said the government failed that day. But again, this is Wyoming. So, of course, it wasn't guns. Of course, guns were not brought up once in the reason why the government failed. I don't remember Columbine because I think it was before I was born. But I remember learning about Columbine. At the time I learned about it, like school shootings, I hardly ever heard of them. So, of course, when I learned about Columbine, the usual things, were talked about. Like, that was a travesty. That it was something that should have been foreseen. Then we implemented. Then my school got implemented lockdown drills. I remember every single one of them. I remember feeling that this is not a good thing. That this is not normal. Every fucking single one of them. I remember the lights going off, the doors are being closed, and just how eerie that school is when it's silent. Even in high school, I went to East High, and I was usually one of, if not the first student to show up. Um, Mainly because if it was my dad who was dropping me off, he dropped me off really fucking early. He had to be at work at 6, so at 6:30, somewhere around there. So I was showing up like around 5:50 and 6:30. So if I wasn't the first, I was one of the first. I got used to East being quiet, mainly because I was there when the janitor showed up to unlock the school. So I usually helped up the tables in that area. I won't call it a cafeteria because it was, but it wasn't. Like just a big, just common meeting area just outside of the just outside and to the right of the auditorium. And the auditorium is right there when you enter the school. So I and like it converges onto the hallway, so I really don't consider it a cafeteria. But anyways, but lockdown drills at East were still eerie because it was a different kind of silence. It wasn't silent that it was empty. It was silent that this building is full of people, and every single one of them was trying to be quiet. So it was a different kind of quiet and something I never got used to. Because every single time it just felt off. And I'm sure I was with every single other student. That this is weird. This is not the way it should be. We shouldn't have to be practicing something like this. And I got lucky. And I can't believe I'm saying that I got lucky that my school was never threatened. I remember ambulance showing up a couple times. I the second time I was in junior high, the second and last time, thankfully, um, it was revealed, and it was revealed that a kid tried to commit suicide by shoving a pencil through his throat. Um, I saw the ambulance, but I didn't see it get loaded up. But I got lucky that my school was never threatened. And it's a weird saying that. Because even when I was graduating, it was still very early when it comes to school shootings. But it's still a weird thing. I got lucky. I talked to my buddy's daughter one day and asked her if she remembers her first lockdown drill, not thinking that she didn't grow up with it. And she said no, she doesn't remember hers, and she said she remembers a couple of them, but only because it was after an actual and after an actual school shooting. So, so she said those were more of the memorable ones because they were more of the scarier ones. But she doesn't remember having school shooting because she done them back in elementary. A kid shouldn't have. A kid shouldn't think of school lockdown drills, not think they're as normal as a fire drill. I don't remember our first fire drill. I got a couple of them in my head because they're particularly funny, or the school is October, so the school tried to make it spooky, and one time going really too far, or it was just, or they tried real too hard and made it goofy instead. A student shouldn't have to think about of a lockdown drill and think it routine. And I'm really glad I never thought of them as routine myself. Though what I thought was odd when I went to a really small school, and they didn't have it, I was like, oh, okay, no lockdown drill. A student also shouldn't have to be scared to go to school. A parent shouldn't have to be scared if we're dropping off the student thinking this might be the last time they see them. Sending your kid to school shouldn't draw the same emotions as sending your kid to war. And we know the issue in this country. The Republicans know it. It's because the Democrats have been saying it forever. It's the guns. Guns are the issue. But our government is so dysfunctional, they can't do anything about it. Our government is broken, guys. It's been broken for a long time. And to the Uvalde Police Department, to the individuals on duty, because I'm not going to call you officers. You haven't deserved that title. To the individuals who was on duty that day, fuck you. In the most absolute disrespectful way imaginable. Fuck you. When you put that uniform on, you assume the duties of a police officer, which includes, but not limited to, putting your life on the line for your community. That fucking day, you lost the right to be called an officer. It's because of individuals like you. Students view school shootings as routine. And to the Republicans and the few Democrats who refuse to do anything to fix this, fuck you, and you're in violation of your fucking oath. And I mean that for all of you. Who makes school lockdown drills routine? Who is continually feeding the fucking gun lobby? All of you are the reason why there's an economy for child-size coffins. Fuck you. You have not deserved the title as a police officer, and you are in violation of your oath. All of you should be ashamed. First time there's nothing in the background that shows I live in a mess. Which I don't, but my bed usually becomes another countertop. Take care, guys.